up, though? What up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Are we good? Let me know. Let me know. Mic check. Let me bring my mic closer. I'm talking to you in the mic. Sound check. Hey. Can you hear? Can hear and see you? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. This is the most exciting time of my day. Is when I'm able to come on here live and talk to the community. It's especially nice when your boy I killed it in the options. Let's go. I'm feeling real good today. Hey man, when you get a 369% run up on 70 contracts, bro, it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. It could have been more. Hey, if you're not smiling after a run up, I don't know. Sometimes it's okay for your emotions to kick in. Now, when it happened, I was like, oh, dope. But now that I'm live with y'all, I gotta my work day is done. Now I'm here, I'm like, let's go. Let's go. And I put that 70 contracts in and I was like, sacrifice for riches. I was like, sacrifice for riches. Let me just do that to my shirt. Let's go. All right. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Thanks for everybody for being here. I see the names in green. That means that you're a member of the Discord and the overall community. So I appreciate you being here and rocking with your boy. Also, those that are just subscribers, YouTube communities, Instagram, Twitter, KGU all day. I appreciate everybody, all the love and support, just for tuning in. All right, just trying to get some game. All right. I'm not a mastermind at the stock market game, but I've been around the block long enough to know what's right and what's not. And I'm just going to keep doing the best I can to deliver as much knowledge as I possibly can and share with y'all. Hey, what up, KG? Hey, I appreciate that, big dog. I appreciate you being here. And super thanks for the super chat, man. I really do genuinely appreciate that. For those that don't know, I've been in KG, man, since 2020, something like that, for a minute. And I am a normal dude, but at the same time, I've always had a mission and always had a desire to help people. And I do that in my day-to-day life. Friends, family, everybody knows that they can call me for anything and I'm there for them, right? I have a genuine passion, and it brings me joy to see other people win. And y'all can ask anybody, friends, enemies, associates, whatever, in my real life, if that's who I am, and that's just who I am as at the core, right? So being in this Discord with KGU, I call it home. And anybody that's in my Discord or YouTube members, on a daily occurrence, I say KGU is home, but we made Sacrifice for Riches for those that requested it for a smaller community of people. That's all it is, right? But I've been over there just giving all I can to everybody over there selflessly. And I just want to see everybody win. And I think that's just what it's all about. We see KG do it. We've seen him go from being a teacher, right, to multi-millionaire, which is dope to have been a part of that journey and watching him do his thing. And now he's here give me a super chat and then been supporting me on my journey as well. So shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate everything you do, and thank you. Let me read the chats, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of what happened today, and then we're going to get into the rapid fire chart analysis. You already know your boy got his timer. Okay, so once the timer starts, we're going to do probably 15, maybe 30 minutes of a rapid fire chart analysis for the duration of that time. I set a timer because I have to respect my time as well as yours. And past time, your boy would just talk and just go. And that was eating into my family time. It was eating into your time, all that stuff. So in a respective time, it keeps me on track and keeps me on point. And that's how we're gonna do things going forward, right? Helps me with my trading too, all right? And we'll explain more of that later. But anyway, I'm gonna read the comments. I'm gonna get into the SPY, how I came up 369%, what I seen, what I covered with KGU, what I called out to everybody, and how I played it and stuck in and stayed in it. All right, so thanks, Straight. I appreciate you. I would be happy to. Are you feeling good? KGU here. Thanks for sharing. All right, it looks like we're ready to go. All right, let me take a quick drink. All right, and without further ado, let's get right into the charts. Okay, so I pre-did this so you guys can see it. The arrows on the screen indicate all the points to which I was paying attention for pullbacks on the SPY. Okay, so let me pull up your chart on my screen so I can see it better and actually work it. Before I get into it, let me know, can you see the screen okay? I'm gonna blow this, and the number should be big enough. I'll go bigger if you need to see it. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen okay, or the chart okay. Okay, and you can still hear me, hopefully. All right, so today, first of all, let's just rewind time. Last night was absolutely insane. The market went into the after hours, Nvidia's earnings hit, and the SPY went on an absolute rocket. People got into Nvidia calls, and then they probably were looking at the SPY and like, man, this was a way better play than Nvidia, right? Now, ultimately, we ran up, and then we had news came out that this tariff situation was kind of shut down, right? So between that, some data, economic data that came out, and then on top of that, in the middle of the trading day, the housing data came out as well. So all those things were kind of just slapping the SPY down, right? We hit our ceiling, we broke some levels, and then here we are. So where was open? So open, official open, wow, we lost a lot of those gains. Let's go here. I have not looked back yet. I'm doing it for the first time with y'all. But I know a lot of people that were holding some calls, and you were still up if you got out first thing. But I already know how some of those hands be. We be kind of greedy. Now, I want you to see something. So first of all, this is my screen that I keep up, like where I see my max take profit targets. The red box is my supply zone, and then everything else below it, right? So once I knew, or once I seen that we popped and then dropped, right? We fell back under my supply zone and max take profit too. That was my indication that we're probably gonna crash down a little bit further than that, because this was a strong wall in my opinion. And then I was paying attention to the news as it came out, right? So I don't think we hopped into plays right away, but I do believe that, if I'm not mistaken, I sent out a post right around this time, right? Once I seen max take profit 1 get rejected, that was an opportunity for shorts. Then we fell into a previous known demand zone, right? And if you're falling through demand, right, and the sellers are winning, then that's likely to become your new supply, right? Meaning it becomes new resistance, just like support becomes resistance, or resistance becomes support. As it breaks through these levels, demand and supply works the same way, right? So what do? Right? We get rejected. We break back down under the max take profit. We come back up, we're rejected. Good signal for entry for shorts, right? Then we break below one of my take profit targets, which is also the halfway point of a demand zone. When I draw these boxes, I put lines in the middle, because for me, I break things up in halves. Above a half is bullish, below the half is bearish, depending on what I'm looking at. But traditionally, that's how I see the market, right? So we break down below, and then what do? We come back and we retrace to retest and failed to break through my take profit target. Another indication for me that I'm going down. So we did it again. We did bounce at my take profit target 1. Mind you, these levels were already made. Okay. So, and y'all seen the screenshots. I've shared this screen so many times this month that everybody should know what I'm talking about if you've been tracking, right? So then we fall through, and then this right here, 590.40. I keep talking about this level as a key level of being bullish or bearish. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to zoom out and show you that I identified that, and I shared a screenshot of that as well. Okay. But we came down and we caught this move, right? My boy, I'm not even going to call you out, but one of our guys, he was in this move with me, right? And then he was working, and he actually, he failed to get out of it, right? And he ended up losing money, unfortunately. And then it came back up, right? Only to get rejected again and came crashing back down. And I don't know if my boy was able to get back in, but I definitely got back in. So hopefully he won at the end of the day. But, you know, that's the history lesson, essentially, of what happened on some initial moves. Then we fast forward some time, right? And I got chopped up the first time right around this point, right? Because I hopped in, and then I held through because my mindset is under 590.40, we're going down. We're going to have a seller just like we did yesterday. And I called it, right? But we popped through, right? And I actually got smoked a little bit. I think I was like negative 30% on the play. But I did identify as we broke through this, we were weak. And what do I mean by that is? So when I zoom in, as we're breaking through these levels, right? When we cross my level, if the next bar that opens is red or Doji, then for me, it's a weak move up. Even if you're starting to see some growth here, I'm seeing the fact that the sellers are still around. So we're not necessarily done. And the market's been pulling false breakouts and breakdowns all month. It's been crazy. It's been an entire month of indecision and confusion being made to retail investors, and that's why I wasn't spooked. I was a little nervous, right? Because when you see this, the market can do whatever it can do once it's above or below your lows. But I got stopped out. I seen the weakness. I hopped back in, and I went hard. Why? Just because I seen us failing to break our levels. And then once we cracked this again, I kept adding to my position. That's what I kept doing. I seen this break back up again. And then I see the dojis. I see weakness. Again, we're breaking my levels. I'm seeing weakness as we go up. And then this was a nail in the coffin. Right here. This was a nail in the coffin. I drew this up here. And I decided to go in for, I want to say 30 contracts. And then the moment we crossed, I think I did another 40. And I didn't even think about it, right? Because we had volume coming back into this zone below this level. And it didn't look like it was about to slow down. And I caught this entire move. And it was a beautiful thing. But sometimes we win and sometimes we don't. But notice that I did have an ascending channel. I had an ascending channel, and I was zoomed in, paying attention, like on the 45-second to 5-minute range, paying attention to what we were doing and how we were responding to this line, right? To this level. And again, one thing I want to identify is when you see a parallel channels that I draw, I also include this middle line, because this middle line, again, for me, tells me above it is bullish, below it is bearish. Right? And as we're approaching this middle line, we're being rejected. I'm paying attention to what's happened in the past to determine whether or not it's worth me holding on to in the future, right? Or going forward, right? So things don't always work out, but when they do, it's a beautiful thing, especially when you stick to your convictions and you just let it happen, right? So we fell all the way into demand zone. By this point, my stop loss was in, and I just I just stopped looking at the stock market. I had no intentions of hopping back in. This is a prime area, right? This is a prime area to buy calls, right? With your stop loss being this Doji candle. This is the 1 minute. If I go to the 15 minute, that area, excuse me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. This looks crazy, but this is a month's worth of work. So, all right. But even on the 65 minute, you get a Doji, which the demand is established. This demand here. Oh, this is from last Friday, ain't it? Hold on, we're too far. Hold on, I'm too far. Sheesh. My bad. That's what I'm looking for. Stuff like this. When you wick out of demand, it is a strong indication that you're probably pretty safe to hop into some call options. If you're wicking out of supply, then it's a strong chance that you can hop into some shorts with that, the top or bottoms of those wicks as being your potential stops. But you just got to pay attention to what's going on. All right. So anyway, shout out to everybody that ate. And just doing their thing. I'm going to pull up KGU's chart that we did during the training so people can just see what that looked like, and then we're going to get into the rapid fire chart analysis, okay? So with the KGU chart, when I was teaching people how to kind of zone your trades, we had our zones. We had our technically we had our bottom and we had our tops, right? 609 down to 575 was the zone to which we were trading in. And then before this pop right here, our next zone was between 595 and 589, right? And of course, as you can see, kind of broke through and everything happened as it happened. But we paid attention to this, right? We paid attention that as we broke below 592, right? Halfway point, below it is bearish, above it is bullish. As we broke through, we thought puts. And this is what I was explaining during the KGU Class 101 session. If you're interested and you want to be a doctorate and get in the live training with Keen and Grace, then the link is in the description. Of course, everybody knows sacrifice for riches, stock for real. We also have a Discord. We're small fry, right? We're doing what we got to do. Close-knit community, just trying to get everybody to a foundational understanding so we all can make money in this game. All right, so let me read the comments. Let me see if that makes sense. If it makes sense, put a 1 in the chat, and then we're going to move on into the rapid fire analysis. I will not take tickers until I press the timer, okay? Let's see what we got. Hey, Road Life, man, you always showing love, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, big dog. Thank you so much. Like y'all really don't understand. Like $1, like $1, $20, whatever it is humbling, and it feels amazing, and I feel validated. So I appreciate anything that y'all do to contribute towards this channel, and support of me and support of the community and my mission to kind of help as many people as I possibly can. So thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. I wonder if my wife is going to grace us with her presence, but you know, sometimes she plays as moderator. All right. Do we have any questions before I move into the rapid fire chart analysis? Let me know. Let me know. All right, so I'm gonna say some words, and it'll be less than a minute, okay? And then we're gonna move right into it, and then I want y'all to think about the tickers you want me to take a look at, and then the moment I press time, then let's send it. The levels are the levels. That's all that was playing through my head today. Hey, you picked up on the lessons. Let's go. The levels are the levels. Exactly. Now, I think yesterday, I caught a couple people over trading, and I fall into this trap all the time. Like I'm not gonna front. I gotta keep it 100. It happens to me, right? It happened to me for a long time, but I want y'all to start thinking about something. The moment that you come up in the market, whether it's 10% or 100%, whatever it is, think about the time from the time you press buy, right, to the time you press sell, right? And then do the math, right? How much time did it take for you to make X dollars? And that's what you're worth per minute, right? Because typically, if we're trading in this market, it takes seconds to minutes for us to make money, right? It doesn't take an hour or 3 hours or whatever, typically. If you're waiting for your setup and you're setting your alerts, you're hopping in at proper entries, it shouldn't take you very long for you to make your money and get going. So think about that, because some people here are making $1,000 in 5 minutes, right? It took me 30 minutes to make that $1,700 today. It took 30 minutes because the market was playing some games. And I was kind of early to the show a little bit. It was playing with me. But nonetheless, $1,700 in 30 minutes, I'll take it. I say that because we're so quick to re-enter plays and just go back into the market after we've already come up. But I think we fail to realize the importance of time and why we're doing this in the first place, right? And I fall into this trap as well. And that's why I make withdrawals when I have big gains, because I need to know that what I'm doing is tangible. Like, I need to be able to take that money out and then do something with it, rather it's putting it in my high yield savings account, rather it's doing something nice for my wife and kids, rather it's doing something nice for me, reinvesting in long-term positions, right? Any of it, right? Don't be too quick to take those profits that you have and let it sit in that account, only for you to risk it back to the market, give it back to the market makers and those that are in there with their hands out. Okay, so be careful with that. All right, that's kind of what I gotta say, right? Time is important, right? That's why I wear a watch. Only reason why I wear a watch. Time is important. It's the one thing you can't get back. And value your time. Respect what you do, because you do it well. All right, so without further ado, time is coming for the 15-minute rapid fire analysis. All right, give me a 1 in the chat if you want 15 minutes, and give me a 2 in the chat if you want 30 minutes. Either way, we'll make it work. I say, real, you putting in overtime. Arlen, it don't count yet. I didn't press the timer. You got to play the game, big dog. You got to be patient. All right, so we got some 1s and 2s. So this is what I'll do. If I got 1, 2, I got all 2s. And those that are okay with the 1, you can tune out in 15 minutes if you so choose. Right? But I got 30 minutes on the clock. I love what I'm hearing. Some of us need to hear that. I appreciate that. I just hope it resonates with one person. If I can help one person, then I think I've done my job, or done what I've set out to do. So 30 minutes on the clock, starting now. Let's get it. Give me a ticker. Let's get it. Let's just stick with KGU. Mara. All right, Mara, you already know what we do. We start off with a zoomed out view, and we kind of take a look and kind of go from there. So Mara is trading sideways, right? It's pretty apparent what we're doing. Now, because there's a lot of people that are new here, I'm going to explain to you that all of my levels have meaning, okay? Red and white is top and bottoms, right? And then blue is kind of like a halfway point, right? Which pretty much is like a crossroad of being bullish or bearish on the play, okay? So a lot of times if we see something like Mara, then it's easily identified that we're trading in a sideways pattern, right? So we are consolidated. But that doesn't mean that you can't play Mara. Okay, so my initial thought, first of all, is that we are in bearish territory, because anything under 1908, in my opinion, is bearish. Anything above it is bullish. So it's a matter of, what are you trying to do with Mara? Are you looking for long-term investment? Are you looking to trade it? Those are things that only you can know, unless you tell me directly. Okay, so, but I don't know. So that being said, if you're looking for calls on Mara, for example, then I'm looking for a strong bounce here at 1451, right? And if we can do that, then I think we're headed back up to 1908, right? Which would make sense, because we've broken this downtrend, right? And now, I mean, as you can see, we've broken the downtrend, and now it appears that we're in a current uptrend. At least we're trying to do that. With post market being at 1469, looks like we're finding some stronger support. So we got to see what happens, but that's kind of what I see right now with Mara. Okay, if I zoom in, I don't know if this is a day trade, like I said, but if I zoom in, we do have some weak demand established right below the line. So that's my thing on Mara. If we can stay above 1451, calls. If we fall below and confirm below, then know that this is a potential area for demand. You can go short, but your risk would be low, because your stop loss would be right above, confirmation above 1451. Moving on, what's next? If your name is not green, then that means that I will get to you, but green has priority. All right, just know. All right, so this right here is pretty easy. This is a symmetrical triangle, right? Which it looks like Verizon is on its verge of a breakout, right? And it's kind of floating right in the middle. So this is actually a good position and something to pay attention to as far as a potential breakout. So what I would do is here and here. So I want y'all to be careful with this type of setup, okay? Why do I say be careful? Because every time there's a symmetrical triangle formed, what happens is that we follow the trend, right? We do what we're supposed to do in this pattern, but the market decides to break out in one direction and then turn around on you, okay? So just be careful. Whatever direction that is going, assume that it's likely a false breakout, okay? What am I saying? That means that it's probably a good idea that if you miss the initial move, then wait for the retracement. Or if you catch the initial move, then pay close attention to the volume, okay? Because what's gonna happen is, as it's going up, it's gonna flip on you. But anyway, I'm going to set an alert on this play, because I like this pattern. I like this setup. I know what to look for with it. And let's see if I can, hold on one second, y'all. This is alerts. Where's my alerts? Status lines. Oh, here it is, alerts. So I'm gonna say look for breakout / retracement. So, and I'm going to make sure that I do that for both ends. I do this because on my phone, right, I get a phone alert, I get a text alert, I get a pop-up notification, and I get a Gmail alert saying that something happened in the market. Well, if it just says Verizon's crossing 4424, then I'm probably not gonna give too much attention to it, because I have a bunch of alerts across the board on multiple stocks. So I need to put some description in there so I know that when I see that, I know how to act. So I'm not wasting time when I tune into the charts. Moving on. What else we got? Sorry if it's taking long. I know there's people new, so I'm also trying to explain some things. All right, so Lyft has been killing with their earnings, right? And we just had a breakout, right, of a downtrend. So we already kind of know how to work this. The problem is that you see this much of a pop, and now you're trying to figure out, is this a bull flag, right? Or are we going to retrace? So we draw it up, and we play the level, right? So give me a minute, because we're at a key level right now. This was a key level of resistance, and now it's trying to become support. And I'm going to put it. Let's make it white, because I think it's gonna stay strong. Okay. Now, those that are new, I'm doing this like this now, but eventually I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna start giving you proper entries, exits, and take profit targets, and then this is gonna become the new options trade play video instead of me doing all the production stuff in behind the scenes, because I think you get more value out of this, and you get more options. All right, so essentially when I'm looking at this was a previous level of supply, right? So what do we know about supply and demand? We know that supply becomes demand if we break above and we find strength, and vice versa. So that's the 4-hour chart. If I zoom in, I'm paying attention to see what's going on here. We had a nice bullish amount of volume that came up, and we had a Doji candle that happened at the bottom of this pullback, right? So essentially, we would like to think that this is now your level of demand, but we just don't know. In the ideal world, if I'm looking for calls on this, I'm looking for confirmation above 1544, right? If I don't get that, then I'm looking for us to pull back, sell through where is my, okay, sell through this supply zone, demand zone, and then retrace, reject to fall back down. So that's either the option, or this is you know what I'm trying to say here, okay, or that. All right, so what else we got? If this is helpful, put a 1 in the chat. All right, what the heck is Joby? I think you've asked about Joby before multiple times. Real life, you be having these random stocks. All right, well, okay, let's talk about Joby. I don't know who this company is or what they do. If it's real life, it's probably some energy company. If I know my boy, it's probably an energy company, something dealing with nuclear or something. I don't know, but Joby has demand established right here, okay, and supply established. Where are we? Right here. It's pretty straightforward. All right, so I love these type of setups because it's kind of easier to kind of figure stuff out. Let me just so I can make sure we square. All right, just so y'all know, sometimes your boy needs to take time. I like to go through this stuff fast, but sometimes I need to slow down. And Roll Life typically gives me companies that I have to slow down. Like, no joke. So we were in a trading zone. We popped out of it. We're in a new trading zone right now. So we're going to bank on this being our levels. Okay. This is our zone for this company. Right. So essentially, Roll Life, this is your high. This is your low. I don't know what you're doing with the company. I don't know if it's a long-term investment or whatever, but in the perfect world, if I was buying this, I would want to buy it closer to 760. And if I was trading it, I would want to sell it around here if I start to see momentum slow down and then see some rejection in the supply zone as we approach 992. As we're approaching, pay attention to volume. Are we increasing in volume or slowing down in volume? Those things like that will give you Joby Aviation. I don't know. They'll give you what you're looking for. All right. Plays for Apple and Google. Okay, let me see what else I got. Mara got that. All right, let's go with Tesla. I'm gonna take care of somebody that's not green. Let's just be fair. All right, and let me Tesla. Now, Tesla, I'm gonna flip it to. Hold up. I'm gonna flip it to another account. Let's type in Tesla because I already have Tesla kind of wrapped up. So for me, Tesla, we have the supply zone, right? But anything above 350, I'm more bullish on Tesla. The moment we break this level at 350.18, if we were to break below, I am looking for shorts. It always happens where we'll break and then we retrace. So you don't need to rush this play before we pull back. And if I zoom out, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it's been like this since pretty much the beginning of the month, right? And as you can see, I've already identified a couple of times when this has happened. But contracts need to be on point though too. So that's probably why I've not caught out a lot of Tesla. It has to make sense for me. Give me one moment. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. All right. So, but you can see the rejection, right? Rejection. And then this is a nice healthy pullback for a play, right? That's $20. Every time it hits this level or falls below it, we're cranking, right? Same here. It's a good look. When we fall below, Tesla sells off. Let's go to 15-minute and see what it looks like on this time frame. So history repeats itself. We fell below. We had an opening candle that's red with increase in volume, right? Sold off, right? Let's go here. Same here. Reject, boom. Reject, boom. False breakout, right? Boom. Understand that this entire area, this zone, is seller's territory. So unless we can live above it, we are not in the clear. So we fell, we broke out above and we fell right back into it. So Tesla is not safe. All right, it is not safe. But this recent pop could have provided some established demand down here, but I'm not banking on it. All right, just know I'm banking on double top, sell off, back down to 325 for Tesla. My opinion, but who knows? We'll see. Hey, I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, hold on. We got 15 minutes. So those that only wanted 15 minutes, feel free to take off. What up, Doji? That's my boy Bart. What's good, big dog? Good to see you. All right, what am I missing? All right, we got to keep it rolling. And I need a drink. I'll take care of Jennifer. UNH. I'm scrolling up. All right. So, UNH. I always start out zoomed out. Every week we start out zoomed out. And it looks like I already did something on this stock. And I established a floor or foundation at 283. 283.03. So essentially, if I put this here, then that means that this is a foundation for me, and this is a buying opportunity. Okay. Now, I'm not telling you to buy. This is not financial advice. But at the end of the day, I know that this was a previously known strong resistance that we wicked out of, and we've retraced, and now we're back, right? So this is kind of what we want to see with this stock. I don't know who. Oh, UnitedHealth. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. UnitedHealth. We got a bunch of gaps to fill, and we already know what's going on with them. But do you really think UnitedHealth is going to go bankrupt? I don't know. Maybe. But we can't bank on that. What can I do? I can tell you what I see in the charts. And two things are true. One, we're at a pivotal point at 283.03. If we fall below and we break, like when we find resistance, so confirmation, blah, blah, blah. Hold on a second. Confirmation, then we got another leg down. But Also, I know that as we are pumping, right, this little, hey, thanks, babe. This pump right here, we have a bearish divergence. We have bullish volume going down as the price is going up, which tells me that this move towards the upside is weak. And it just takes one little strain of bad news for this thing to come crashing down like a rock. So what am I going to do? I'm going to set my alert. Set my alert. Oh, I already have one set here too. Hold on. What does this one say? Nothing. I didn't put anything there. But I'm gonna put one here. If confirmation below, don't think, just short. Boom. I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I got bearish. I got divergence. We've been on a sell-off, and even though we got some buyers trying to load up, it's not that strong. Now, again, if you're trying to be a long-term investor, this would be a place that I would buy into the company if I were a believer of the company, but I'm not. So I'm not. So, but I will trade it all day, right? If the contracts make sense. But look at this, right? I'm just pointing it out for you, okay? Let me just do this. All right, so 246.16 would be the take profit target. Take profit 1. Okay, and I'm gonna just make it green. Here's a play for you. Okay, and 1 second, I gotta move on. This slowed me down a little bit. All right, hopefully that helps. I'm not doing much with this because it's been a sell-off, and I'm not going into the whole other stuff. Anyway, what else we got? Okay, Doji, I think you said snap, but I thought you were just saying, oh, snap. I didn't think you were talking about a ticker. All right, so, I mean, I already did snap. Okay, so for me with snap, you see my range, right? Pretty much, it's a buying opportunity at 746. If you're a believer in snap, right, then this is the time for you to grab leaps for 2026, 2027, to like $15 leap options or something like that. I am a believer in snap, but at the same time, with every minute, every day, month, whatever that passes, that it fails to innovate and put them like in the same league. It'll never be in the same league as Meta or whatever. But the more time that Meta and Instagram, well, it's all the same, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, they got time, X, the more time they have to adapt that system, like the shorts and the reels and the lives and then the locations and stuff like that, the harder it's going to be for Snapchat to really take off. Now, I still use it. If you still use it, then I'm a big believer of investing in companies that you use. So I did invest in Snap. I did make some money, but I seen a way out and I got out. But look where they traded at one point. But they need to do something different with their business model and they tried. You know, they have subscriptions now, they have tiers and all this other stuff, but in advertisers and stuff like that, I just don't think it's enough, right, to generate the revenue that they need to be a profitable giant in the game. Google. We got 10 minutes left on the timer. I'm gonna show the timer, just so you know. I follow our time. So Google, I think do I got the L or do I got the? All right, I got this one covered. All right, so in a previous one, I showed an ascending channel here and then an ascending channel here, right? So early on, this probably could have been seen as a bear flag, but because of the degree and how long we've been going up, it's more likely just to be an uptrend, right? A new uptrend. So remember when I told you about levels, right? My channels have a center line and we are living above the center line, which tells me that we're more bullish than bearish. Now we do have a lot of selling pressure here as we're approaching this ascending line of resistance, right? That's a part of the game. You have to identify that. But we're living above what I have established as a previous demand zone, and a key level of 169.77. All right. So for me, as long as we stay and live above these levels, these are areas of opportunities to buy longs. But the moment we fall below 169.77, then I'm not so comfortable, right? This is a range here, but I am going to be paying attention to see how we react to the baseline here of 164.70. All right. So, but ultimately, it's Google. I'm going to remove my drawings so you can see something here. So notice this right here. I called out that this would be a fake head and shoulders, right? It's fake because people see this and they think it's a head and shoulders, or it's one forming, right? Where the next, there'll be a peak and then a leg down. But the form is improper, right? It doesn't supposed to always be perfect, but I'm telling you, every time I see a head and shoulders kind of set up like this, where it has a higher high and the higher low, but the last leg is a lower low, that means that this pattern of a head and shoulder for me is invalidated, right? So instead, well, it's invalidated. So instead, I can see Google kind of taking off, right? I'm not going to go over like levels and stuff like that right now, but that's the game right there. All right. What else we got? So thank you for telling me that INTC is a swing trade. Okay. So INTC. So we had a downtrend and then we consolidated out of it. So we did not break up, break out, or anything like that. And then we had, I'm looking back historically. This is what I'm talking about. We had a descending triangle forming. Like this is historical data, but it's just a coaching lesson. You had a descending triangle forming, right? And if I zoom in, it was more touches and stuff. But look what happened. It did its breakout and then it broke right back through it. And this is what they do, like to kind of like fake people out, right? And then we had a double bottom, right? So just pay attention to these patterns. But anyway, what do we got going on? Put a 1 in the chat if everything is making sense and this is helpful. But what we have going on is the same thing. All right? It's the same thing. We have what I'm calling a descending triangle. I believe, hold on. I'm from the Army, and we have a saying: if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Right? So I have cheat sheets on my phone, including a cheat sheet I'm going to share with everybody here in just a moment. But one moment, I just want to make sure that my technical terms are correct. So this would be, yeah, the descending triangle. I got it right. So, hey, I passed the test. So the same thing is happening. For INTC, we are looking for a breakout towards the up or down side. So if we break out, then I could see us running up to 27.51, but with our first level of resistance of 23.46. But just again, understand that this thing can do this and then pop, lock, and drop it, right? it could do it, but you're looking for a breakout. And because I see this and I identify the pattern, I'm going to set an alert. Look for, hold on, breakout confirmation on retracement. Long. Go long. Right? And then it's kind of the same thing here, but there's not a lot of room for it to go. Right? Well, we're going to go here. And there's my baseline for INTC. Now, I do think Intel will pop off eventually. They are stepping their game up with the GPUs and the processors. And, you know, they have some funding and stuff like that right now. But, again, we'll see what happens. But anyway, here's my level. And let me set an alert right here as well. Confirmation below. Puts. Now, the only thing I'm missing here is giving myself a target, right? For this, right? So, but I'm on a time crunch. All right, so what else we got? Thank you all for putting in the ones to let me know that this is making sense and is very helpful. Are we holding what over the weekend? All right, Aviation. Oh, okay. CRW. What's CRWV? Ooh, what is this company? Core. Oh, okay. This is. I know Keenan's been talking about this company. I have not looked into it. It is a data. It's a data center company, right? For chips and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm paying attention to KG's videos as well. So I am aware of it. I've never looked at it. All right. So what are you gonna say about this, right? It's a brand new company. It just IPO'd or whatever. It has, I think what Nvidia's invested in it, whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't know what to tell you, right? We're on the uptrend, right? We got higher highs and higher lows. This is thin. We have our first real bearish candle, but let's go to the, let's zoom in and see what we see. All right, so we got a double top. We have a neckline. So on a lower time frame, we're starting to see some things, which is good. So that means that we should know how to trade it. So technically, this would be my blue line, right? And then my, hold up, let me give y'all some game, right? Let's see what we can do, right? So let's go with my red line there, and then foundationally, we're right at the baseline, right, of this for the most part. Let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, pretty close. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and resistance, white it up. All right. So now here's your plays. Okay. So because Keenan is talking about this and he's talking about it on several videos, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find the plays or the setup structure, whatever, for everybody. Okay. Oh, what is going on with my? Oh, hold up. My mouse is crazy. Okay. All right. God dang it, I did it again. All right, so what I'm doing right now, I'm looking to see, well, where is it? I'm trying to see if I can find resistance and supply and demand. And if I can find those things, then it makes it a little easier for me to kind of know how to move with this stock. But ultimately, when I'm looking at this at first glance, above 114.34 is bullish, below it is bearish, and we're approaching a level of support, in my opinion, of 103.56. So we would be looking for a bounce around this level before we decide to pop up, you know. So if you're looking to trade this stock, then we're pretty much approaching the level to which I think, yeah, you know, you can probably hop into some calls. But a couple things I don't like. Time's up. I'm gonna get one more ticker in after this because this one's kind of taking a little bit of time, but that's okay. But I don't really like what I see off rip. So let's see if I can zoom out or zoom in to see if I can see something a little bit better, a little bit more clear. Because, well, now we're in the 4-hour chart. We have to see how this bar closes. Because if this bar, okay, this right here would be a massive supply, which I don't like it. So give me a minute, y'all. Let me dial it in. Younger stock means I need to get a little bit microscopic here. And let me turn on my volume. Bullish. Okay. And Okay, well, in the short term, this makes sense. So right now, we have a supply zone established right around our center line, right? So now I'm going to look back in time to see if I can find demand. And if I can find demand, and if it looks legit, then we might be all right. So here's the thing. The only thing I've identified is that this is a strong line, and then that we have an opening gap here. And this opening gap is still in line with what I see. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to make this gray. I'm not making this blue because it is not a demand zone for me. I need to know exactly what my bars say and mean when I'm looking at a chart. So when I pull this up, I know what I'm looking for. All right, so here's your chart. Now it's a matter of figuring out from here how to play it. Where are we looking for entries, right? So for me, I think I'm here. You just double check. I'm only slowing down right now, y'all, because I know that this has come up a couple times. And 109.40. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so and I'm gonna go this color blue only because we're playing between an opening gap and a supply zone. Sellers are here and buyers are down low. And I'm only doing this so it can be tagged so you guys can see where the tops and the bottoms are. So you guys can play the levels accordingly. So let's go with gray. I don't like gray. I'm gonna go green. Yeah, I'm gonna go green. All right, so this is my range, and now I'm trying to figure out where all my entries are and stuff. So that makes sense. All right, so now we're gonna go yellow. Key level right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and clone this, and then likely that'll be that, but let me just double check. $111.57. Okay, so this is your chart for this company, and I'm gonna do y'all a favor. This is something I provide my Discord, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you the link to this. There's your link. This gives you a link to this chart and how I have it structured. Okay, pretty much when you're looking at this, or as I'm looking at this, we're bullish above this line and we're bearish below it. We're out of time. I'm not respecting your time by still talking, and I apologize. Please forgive me. All right, so red, and we're gonna just blow this up. And then green, and we're gonna blow this up. All right. All right, so here's my levels. Notice what's going on when as like I have these levels set, right? We have resistance at this level, right? And then we found support at this level. So what is that telling you? That tells you that if we break above 107.28 and we confirm, then there's a strong chance, or there's a chance for us to go up, right? Not that high, but to at least retest 109.42, right? So now, essentially, as we approach 109.42, if we do, then we're looking for bullish momentum. But likely, what will happen is if we approach this level, it's probably more likely for us to trade sideways, be choppy before we choose a direction. And if we break up, then that's my next target. Okay. It could come all the way down to retest here, or it could come to around 110, right, before it decides to continue pumping. Then we're really paying attention to 113.69 as it relates to a potential supply. Now understand that if we do come back into this, that means that we're back in an ascending line of an ascending channel, right? Which means that we're finding support back above an ascending line of previous support, now resistance. We'll find out what happens, but you guys have the links to the charts. All right. All right. I said one more, but we did a lot. All right. Was it helpful? Was that good? Was that worth your time? Did we have a good time? Did we learn anything? Now, a couple things. Shameless plugs. One, I got hats. Sacrifice for Riches means something to me. It's part of my company. And then, how do we do this? We have my shirt. How you do that? I can't do it. It's weird. Sacrifice for Riches on the shoulders. Gotta love it. I love it. But if you're interested in that, then Etsy link, and I'm building it up. This is just my draft right now for the shirt, but there's also phone cases that you can get your name custom on it. And I know a couple of the queens and a couple of our guys got theirs coming in right now, right? I think it's dope. Comes in clear and I think black. So, but I'm here right now for 2 minutes and I'm gonna answer some questions and go from there. Hey, there's my baby. Wife in the chat. Hey, y'all be quiet. My wife is here. Don't tell her. Yeah, my pleasure, Victor. All right, Gary, absolutely. Thank you so much. So, hey, do me a favor, y'all. Please hit the like, the subscribe, the notification bell. I do not pump content. I'm not doing 5, 6, 10 videos a day. I don't need anybody that's doing 10, but anyway. So I won't be blowing you up. The only time that you might get blown up is after something like this, because I try my best to chop this up into the various tickers we talked about as YouTube shorts, so it can just reach the masses and people can just get game if they don't want to watch the entirety of the video. So share the video if you think it was helpful. We all know somebody that's in this game, and by you doing that, you're helping the channel grow and you're supporting me, and I appreciate that all day, up and down. I've been on for a while. How do you think I knew? I thought it was just intuition, baby. Like, I just thought, you just had a feeling, Okay, Wayne says, thanks. I appreciate what you do to help others learn how to trade. Hey, I appreciate you. One thing before I go, I said I got 2 minutes. But I gotta drop a link, and I gotta drop a link in the chat. I got 2 links. Can you let me do 2 links? Will it let me do it? So that's for my Discord, right? If anybody's interested in becoming a member of the Discord, Sacrifice for Riches. Now, on the flip side, as you all know, my home is KGU, right? And over there, we have, for those that are new, that aren't in our communities or whatever, we have an abundance of crown traders. We have Keenan Grace over there that's doing live trading and giving knowledge. And then I'm now doing live trading there, as well as Sacrifice for Riches. There's people talking about futures, crypto, you name it. So if you want just a small knit community or whatever, and go through some of the fundamental understandings of how I trade, then feel free to join Sacrifice for Riches. We're doing a lot over there with the small community of people that we have, and all the plays and stuff that I posted in KGU, at least my core plays. But I can't spam it in KGU, so I can only put so much over there because it's more than just me, right? There's so much knowledge and so much game over there that, you know, one play from me is enough in KGU, right? Because everybody's giving game. But feel free to join either or. In order to get into the live trading, then you do need to be the highest tier members on either Discord, just so you know. But yeah, those are the links. No pressure. It is what it is. You got options. Where can I find your videos explaining how you go about your levels? There is no video, big dog. The videos are there are videos. There's live streams. I provide deep dive classes to my megalodons, right? And I create and I provide a foundational understanding of what I'm doing and how I look at the charts to everyone in Sacrifice for Riches, and now as well as those in KGU. So I go live for KGU as well as Sacrifice for Riches for that baseline understanding, okay? Any planned live trading sessions coming up? While everybody's here, we got 30 people. I know there's a mixture of both KGU and Sacrifice for Riches. As far as the live trading sessions go, no, there is no schedule for me, right? If I am to do it, if I were to set a schedule, it'll be on Wednesdays. However, I hop in on live trading when my levels are being hit or about to be approached. I want people to think about something here, okay? We don't supposed to live in the market. We don't supposed to spend hours upon hours looking at charts, trading. We supposed to get in, get up, and get out, right? So you will never see me hop on a live trading session just to sit there and wait for something to happen, right? If I'm trading and I'm live, it's because I'm in an area of interest on the charts, and I am then going to go live and show you how I'm executing my process. And while I'm waiting for the play to kind of play out or transpire for me to actually enter something, I'm going to talk you through what I seen leading to the point of the live stream, and then what I'm looking for before I enter, and why I would exit, set a stop loss, take profit targets. You're going to get all of the knowledge there as far as like my process for that. But the main thing is you seeing the execution side of things. Hopefully that makes sense. My live trading session, it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour. I have no idea. I can only play to what the market is giving me at the time of my live stream. The market could go 100% to sleep. If anybody that's been following KG for a minute and you've seen him trade, he does more breakout strategy. But sometimes we're sitting consolidated in his danger zones for a minute, right? And either a play doesn't happen, or a play happens towards the end of the video, or a play happens after the video's done, because he knows his time, right? And then he'll announce it in the community. But that's what that's about. I'm way too busy to be sitting on a live stream waiting for a play to happen. All right, for more than an hour. I think the max I'll be ever on a live trading session is an hour. Yep, much love. Much love. I'm happy that helps. All right. Those that are tuning out, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, the notification bell. I appreciate all of the love and support, everybody being here. It means a lot to come from 5 subscribers to breaking 3,000. Like, for me, that's a big deal, and I'm a minnow in this ocean of YouTubers. So thank you so much, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. That's my 2 minutes. I'll see some of y'all in the Discord. At me if you have any questions. If you need the link to the KGU membership tier or upgrade, let me know. Just send me a DM. If you are a minnow, a channel supporter, a minnow, a dolphin, orca, or angler, consider becoming a megalodon, because we're gonna do a lot more live trading sessions over at Sacrifice for Riches. This is what it is. I'm gonna do 2 for KGU and eventually start doing futures over there. So it'll be 3 live trading sessions in an eventual time, and then I'll do some, probably a little bit more over at Sacrifice for Riches, just because I have access to do that. So that is all I got. I appreciate everybody for being here. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Everybody take care.